guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jacoby. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jacoby.Sims, and also check out the description. There's a bunch of links down there, Amazon lifestyle stuff, volleyball gear, all that. So let's get into the video. So today I'm going to give you 5 little tips to fix your overhand serve fast, and I mean instantly. First things first, you want to finish your hand into the court. So this is what I mean, and I'll give you a little tutorial. Okay, so please ignore how plain my apartment is right now. I just moved in. But okay, so what I mean by finish your hand into the court. So you're gonna have your ball in your opposite hand. That's not your serving hand or your dominant hand. You're gonna bow and arrow it, and I'm gonna get into that later on why you should do that and how quickly that will fix your serve. But you're gonna be here, and once you toss, you're going to step into the ball and finish into the court upon contact. So I hit the ball, contact, and I'm finishing into the court. Let's pretend that your point of view is inside the court, like this. I'm finishing inside the court. That means that the ball will go inbounds, because the ball will go where your hand goes. Okay, so if I serve this way and I finish that way out of bounds, where is the ball gonna go? It's gonna go out of bounds. So you all you have to do is focus on where your hand is finishing and make sure your hand contact is solid. So through, into the court. Okay, and next tip. So number 2 is to perfect your toss. 9 times out of 10, your serve will not go over the net if your toss is bad. Period. Like, you see that on any level. Like, I'm literally watching Team USA. Bad toss, into the net. Miss serve. That's just what it is. The way you can perfect your toss is just by getting a ball and tossing and just practicing. You can just literally catch it. You can do it in your room. I'm literally doing it on my bed right now. Just toss and make sure that it's landing on your foot. And I don't mean like actually let it land on your foot. That would be not fun. But you want to align it with your foot. So toss, and I notice that it's aligned with my left foot, which is going to be standing out in front of my body rather than my right foot. Because if you serve like with your right foot forward and you serve right-handed, that's really awkward and your chest is already like leading out of bounds. But if it's the opposite foot, your left foot in my case, since I'm a right-handed person, your ball is going to be here, toss, it's going to be in front of my left foot, because you don't want it to be any further out, because then you have to reach for it, you're going to miss it, and if it's behind you, it's going to be a lot harder to get a lot of pace on the ball. So make sure you focus on a good toss. The next way to fix your serve fast is to have a really strong hand contact. So what I tell my kids that I coach, literally just get a ball and just practice having a solid contact, because you can hear the difference between a solid contact and a not solid contact. So I'll give you an example of a bad contact like this. Okay, hitting on the side of the ball, having your hand like this, right? But a good contact, you can hear the difference. Next tip is to keep your hand open. So like I was just about to say, you don't want to have a small hand, like a closed hand, because you're not going to get as much power and pace behind the ball as you should. So if your hand is nice and wide open, you'll have a lot more control, you'll have a lot more area and a lot more power to get the ball over the net. So don't have like a Miss America hand. That's what my coach literally used to tell me when I was like 12. He was like, Jacoby, you're Miss Alabama, because your hands are like this. He was not wrong. Lastly is the bow and arrow technique. This will literally like fix your serve like that. So this is what I mean by the bow and arrow technique. Okay, so I'll give you an example of the bow and arrow technique. So my left foot is forward, left hand out with the ball. Honestly, you can do any kind of pre-serve routine you want to do, but this is just what I teach. So you can put your right hand on top of the ball and reach back like this, like a bow and arrow. So I'll give you a better view this way, like this. This is the bow and arrow. And some coaches, like for them to really emphasize like doing the bow and arrow technique, they'll tell you to like look at your hand or your elbow, check that it's high, look back, and then toss and go forward and serve. So it's just basically the bow and arrow. It's just looking like this, literally like a bow and arrow. Checking your elbow, that it's high, checking your hand that's nice and wide open. Looking like this, toss, step through, serve. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Also, leave any kind of like video requests or anything like that. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, give this video a like or a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Jacoby.Sims. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!